the NFL.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Jones. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run left with Pollard. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's got this down to the 35.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Pollard going to try the right side. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll run on first down. Pollard, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing Jones. Out right to Bourne. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to...
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Kendrick Bourne His second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. But whatever they said appears to have worked. The extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He shakes him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Patriots take over. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Off the play fake. Jones. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw taken in by Bourne. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Someone sharp in this game. He had a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Jones throw taken in there by Crowder. 7 yards to pick up there. This defense for the Bears, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And they needed to be because our offense struggled throughout the game. Sometimes as a defense, you're not just shutting down the opposing team's offense, but you have to outplay their defense as well, and that's what they did in their last game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Now a give here to Pollard. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
It is fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 18 carries, 71 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
Well, here's what happened, mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll under pressure. They got him again. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down. And the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pats at the line ready to go. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he's going to be out of bounds moves, but not before he takes it inside the 40. On first down, Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Here's Pollard. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Jones. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. Into the secondary, past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Harris. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Fields. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. On second down, it's Pollard. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Back to throw. Jones. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Jones now on 1st and 10. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, Pollard. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From just shy of midfield, Jones complete. It's Henry. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. He completes it to Henry. 7 yards to pick up there. From the 29, Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. Wide open receiver complete. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now here's Pollard. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And this time he is in. Tony Pollard, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here. The closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
To try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. The Chicago offense set to get started. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Touchdown, Chicago. Devontae Smith, 85 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Here's Jones throwing on first down. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be second down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. This one caught by Crowder. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. Aaron Rodgers, a touchdown pass there. Next, we're off to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Rashad Bateman, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they've got the lead over the visiting LA Rams as that one's gone to halftime. Daniel Jones, a touchdown pass in that first half. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they did have some success running the football in those first two quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 35 on second down, Fields is going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Bears. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and the lead is down to a field goal. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Going to run again here with Pollard. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Jones on 3rd down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the 2nd half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 37 yards on the punt with no return, and the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now Fields.
This is Smith with a grab. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down.
To throw is Fields.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Christian Barmore able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Blankenship's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Pollard again. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones looking for Campbell downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 36,
Fields.
and he whips that one incomplete there. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
Not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They go back to Pollard on second down.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Back to throw. Jones.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
5 yards remain on second down. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run on first down. Harris. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Play action. It's Fields.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Fields now to throw. A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down, so you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
New England's offense set to go. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They go back to Pollard on second down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a play fake here on first down. Man open, here is Crowder. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Pollard. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times on their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Jones. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Throwing Jones. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll get this down to about the 31-yard line. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. From the gun, Jones. Swinging this out for Pollard. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. 4th quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago, and it's certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And Thomas has it. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now a give right side. It's Harris. And a good stiff arm and some space to run. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 44 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Here's Fields. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
Let's go.
The Patriots ready to try again on offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Henry. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is born. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Hey, man, let's play our game.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that.
There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point forthcoming. And that will make this a 4-point game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense.
And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a fourth down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
So now Fields and the Bears down by 7, a minute 54 on the clock. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Pass complete to Harris.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Back to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He's back to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll look to throw. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll make it 2nd down.
And that would get a right up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as
as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. From the gun, here's Fields. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Fields. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So for the Pats, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.